What happens when the monster wins? And who are you when control is lost? And does every book have a contraceptive tonic? Welcome to Mythic Mirror, the podcast for lovers of myth and fantasy who want to live magical and fulfilling lives. I'm your host, Mary C. Kehoe.
And I'm your co-host, Carolina Carter.
And today we are giving our first reactions to The Twisted Crown, Book 2 of the Shepherd King duology. So first off, what do you think? How do you like it so far?
I am enjoying the heck out of myself. I was thinking to myself earlier that this might be a reread in the fall, just because atmospherically it's blazing summer outside, and I'm wanting to cozy up by the fire. Especially, this was in book 1, but no, there was a part in book 2 where they're coming in just soaked from the rain and freezing and need to be by a fire. And meanwhile, I'm sweating, and I'm like, it's going to be a fall reread, I can tell. But lots of things coming to light. I do want to say that I am likely, probably wrong about the Shepherd King being a love interest. Disappointing. Very disappointing. But yes, I feel like the writer has been quite intentional and beautiful in the way that they interact. And it not being romantic in any way, shape, or form.
Yeah, so speaking of the way they interact, the shift in dynamic of now the nightmare's on the outside and she's trapped inside the mind.
Yeah.
Yeah, what do you think about that?
I do enjoy that the themes of consent and choice are still very heavy in this book. When he finds her on the black shore of his mind and tells her he can bring her up to the conscious, basically. But, he's very clear. He's like, now you will be in my mind. You will not have choice. You will not have a say. You will just exist there. And he waits, even though there's absolute bedlam going on outside. He waits for her to say yes before bringing her up. And my favorite part of that part is he says, please don't leave me with these idiots.
Yeah. Yeah. And how he can't find her for a little bit because she leaves the shore and goes back in, like swimming through the ocean of memory and consciousness, I guess. So he gets really concerned when he can't find her.
Right, that was the part too where I think that really shows like he truly does care about her.
Yeah.
And I think that showed Raven too, that like he might be scary and you might not trust him, but he does genuinely care about her. He genuinely doesn't want her to come to harm. Yeah. So, and also interesting to find out that he is the shepherd of the trees.
Yeah, that was cool.
That was a really cool part.
And so we're finding this out because we're going through his memories with Elspeth. And it's interesting and just so sad and tragic to watch him. I mean, we're realizing that the cards became an addiction pretty much. And
right.
the trees had warned him all along that each one that you get, it'll never be enough and you'll always want more. And then you see it outplay and what that does to him and his kingdom and his family. And it's really sad. And that, in the first book, we find out that his children get killed. And in the second book, we find out that he had already lost them through his own actions. Emotionally, he had already cut himself off. And I think I'm a little farther than you in the book, but his sister just said, there are 11 versions of you and each one colder than the one before.
Right. And most interestingly, finding out that his sister married Brutus Rowan, who we know is the betrayer, but are getting to meet him as the concerned captain, who is very good friends with him and was concerned as he sort of dips further into madness.
Yes. And I think this conversation, I just read it, so I don't think you've read this one either. But because I was thinking about that too, because in the beginning, in the first half of this book too, you start to wonder like, oh, was he forced to betray him because he's like pretty much going mad and
Mm-hmm.
not being a good king anymore because the cards are consuming him. And then you remember, like, oh, but wait, his children get murdered. Like, there's no reason for that. No
Mm-mm.
matter how mad the king gets,
Yeah.
the rush on the home and murdering the children is
It's
not what a concerned
indefensible.
friend
It's an
does. Yeah,
indefensible
indefensible.
position.
Yes, yes. And then in this last conversation, where they start to, this is the first time you kind of see antagonism between the two, and he mentions that he knows what the king knows what Rowan has been doing with the scythe card. And he says, if you grow too comfortable with pain, and 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 pretty much lays down a boundary of, if you kill with the scythe again, I'll take it from you, from your cold dead hands, pretty much.
Also interesting to find out that the Rowan family does not have all the scythe cards.
Yeah, that there's one missing.
There are two things that make me very uncomfortable that this writer does in a good way. I should say that creates tension for me, not
Mm.
just makes me uncomfortable. One, just like I feel like she'll casually drop these little things, and you're like, is that a really big deal, or is that
Mm-hmm.
just like sort of an aside?
Yeah.
And the one missing scythe card seems like it can't possibly just be a random aside.
Mm-hmm.
The other one is when Elm goes and finds Ion's marriage contract to Hoth, and it says because he's a like a not a great prince and a piss poor destrier, he leaves the contract document room
Door open.
unlocked.
I
And I'm
know.
like,
I know.
what?
Oh,
And I'm
does
like,
that
what
come
could
to something?
possibly be in there that, like, does this get him in trouble? Like, just leaving it
Yeah.
unlocked, does that just get him in trouble? Or does someone find something that's going to be a really big problem? Like, I've been stressing about it all night, all week.
Yeah. Yeah, and you're like, or was that just like another
Is it just
showing of
like
his
a.
kid?
Exactly. Is it
Yeah,
just his
yeah,
character where it's like he goes in locked doors and he leaves them unlocked? No big deals, yo.
yeah.
I feel
I
like
feel
it's
like
going to be
it's a
bad.
delicate. Yeah.
I don't know how. I also just really don't want Hoth to wake up ever. Oh no, he's already woken up. Oh, you're the
uh,
worst.
he
You
is
look like
not.
a little bird who ate a canary. I don't know how that works, but
Hopefully that's a hawk or something, or
yeah, you
else
looked like a hawk.
blink.
A
Um,
very, very cheeky hawk. Blink, blink, blink.
blink. Well, I will say I haven't heard him speak yet.
Great.
Yeah. Great.
Great.
Great. I'm just giving you spoilers. I'm not even that far ahead of you.
Okay, I do have something. I do have not a negative,
Mm-hmm.
but I do
I want
need
to
to
see if
talk
it's the
about
same
it.
one as me.
I'm sure it's not. I'm very excited for yours though. Okay, so here's the thing. The Maiden card. Super interesting, and I think we have more to talk about, that it has healing powers that nobody's known about for centuries because they're just like, well, this just makes women pretty, so here you go. Like, that's your card.
Mm-hmm.
And I also love the thought that, like, probably every single woman who's ever had this card has figured out that it has healing powers and has just not told anyone.
Yeah, yeah,
Is
yeah.
very funny to me.
If men learn that this is important, we
Yeah,
won't get it anymore.
this will be taken from us. So everybody, like,
Yeah.
they can't just all tell each other that. They've just all come to this conclusion on their own, which I love.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. The Maiden card taking away all emotions except for desire. Is that is there a defensible reason, or is that just getting a little bit like Wattpad fictiony? Do you know what Wattpad is?
Yes, I do. Yeah,
Dirty little
this
birdie.
I don't.
Oh, you do?
It's yeah, I guess because if it's not taking away the physical, like what happens to you physically. So you don't have an emotion about it, but you still have all the physical triggerings.
But then you should still feel that for fear or
You're right.
excitement.
You're right. You're right. It's breaking the rule.
I just felt like it broke the
Yeah.
rule just to have, like, the sexual spicy tension that is oh so
Yes.
popular these days.
Yes. I totally agree. And the only way she's getting away with it is because I think the hint, well, we already know that Elm, because we got hints of it in the first book, so we know that Elm already liked her at least
Mhm,
before the maiden card, because or else
mhm.
this would be kind of not believable.
Right,
Um, and so and I do like that when you're in Elm's head, it's like he's always trying to see past the maiden card. He's trying to get a
right.
reaction
Yeah,
from
I
her.
do like that. And
And
to be clear, I'm not complaining. I love
no,
it,
but
but I was kind of when I was reading that part, I was like, I feel like I
yeah,
feel like you set up such a good magic system, and I feel like this breaks the rule. I'm not mad about it. I'm quite enjoying it, but I'm also like,
yeah. I agree. I agree. Cause then you're totally right. You would need to, sweaty palms or like your heart beating, even though you're not
yeah,
scared.
mm-hmm,
Um, that would have to happen as well. Yeah, and it did feel like that to me, and it felt a little like I felt like the uh because of that, the scene, like their little spicy scene. I mean, it's not very spicy, but
it's
the
not spicy,
it's not spicy. It's mild spice.
mild spice.
I felt like that scene came too soon. I
Well,
wanted,
you and I
and
always feel that way, though.
no, I don't. No, I don't.
Oh, I do.
Um, oh, um, but I think with with book one, it's been set up as kind of more of the slow burn. You get that emotional connection before, or at least we get to see more of an emotional connection on the page before it goes straight to, a sexual scene. So
hmm
now, because she can't feel emotion and only feels desire, it's like they go there a lot sooner.
Yeah, it's like, well, I guess the only thing left for us to do is each other. Like it's just kind
Yeah.
of. I
And
could use a little more yearning on
yeah.
my end.
Yeah. And if she can't feel it, he can, and that's fine. We can yearn with him.
Yeah, yeah.
It's kind of just assuming that because she feels physical desire, when she comes back to herself, she'll still like him.
Dangerous.
Yeah, and I think that could be explored as a fear for him a little bit more.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe that could have been what slows down that the that subplot.
Mm-hmm.
But that being said, I still really like both of them, and I like how they interact and
Yeah.
how Eon tries to um, be true to herself even when she can't feel what she would feel. She knows, like, she still has her morality, she still has her ethics, I should say, and
Mm-hmm.
knows what her previous self would do, so tries to do it in terms of like
And very
comforting and things like that.
and very obviously still cares very deeply for Elsbeth.
Mhm. Mhm.
That wasn't, like that, and that's an interesting thing too that I could say was breaking the rules. But like when she goes to see her and when she finds out she's been captured, she's very upset.
Mhm.
So there's obvious like so that is interesting. It's a hard thing to write.
They've said a few times like there are things that is deeper than magic even,
Mm-hmm.
so
Mm-hmm.
it's like some of these emotions are just a little too strong for the magic to totally cover.
Yeah.
Like it kind of like breaks through for a moment and then she goes back to being cold.
Right. That makes sense. Yeah.
And usually, other than this physical desire bit, these emotions that break through usually have to do with love that has already, like a strong love that's already built in, which kind of goes to the
Mm,
debate of is love an emotion or something else, and
right.
because emotions go up and down and this and that, and love is a steady. although people
That
fall
looks
out of
upon
love.
tempests and is never shaken.
My favorite description of love ever. Yes.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And then I do. I just have to. I have to because every fantasy book now has it, and I do love it every time where they just slip in the. And that is why he'd been taking the contraceptive tonics since blah blah blah. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. I know. In fantasy books, this is a problem that's just so easily solved. Like,
Yeah, and it's
and
funny
no
too
side
because
effects, you know.
I personally I like don't really need it, and maybe that's just me being dumb, but it's like I can just accept that people are not getting pregnant. I don't want them to get pregnant, so I can just accept that it's not
Hmm.
happening. Um but I do feel like fantasy books, especially recently, feel like they have to address it in some way. And I
Hmm.
love all the different ways. They're like, "Have you drank your moon juice?"
Yeah.
I'd forgotten to take my moon juice this month.
Yeah.
Just like, whatever. You don't
Yeah.
have to tell me. I don't care.
Yeah. I think the way in, because it did come up in City of Brass, those books as well, but that was
Mm-hmm.
done. I think that worked better because it was a specific action to subvert the will of the king. So
Right.
it mattered more than
And they
just
were
like,
dealing with herbs anyway.
yeah, yeah. So that worked. It made sense.
My last little thing is that now I'm just like, how does that work? Does Elm have a little alarm that goes off every day and he takes his little tonic? This has to take it at the same time every day. Is there a page boy dedicated to reminding him at 9 a.m. to take his tonic? Does you know?
Yeah.
Did it also clear his acne? I don't know. All right, we can move on from the tonic. I'm done. I'm sorry, I'm done. Until we read the next fantasy book and they're like, she crushed up Wolfsbane, and nobody's had the guts to actually just have them use sheep's guts condoms. So had the guts, get it? Okay, we can
That's
cut
good.
that part. I'm
Yeah,
gonna
well,
do
I
this so
won't.
you know where. Okay. It's
Uh,
just not very sexy, is it? It's like, hang
no.
on, Ione. I musteth go killeth a sheep. I willeth be right back.
I will.
Because that's
Uh,
how they talk in this book. That's how she wrote it.
that is exactly.
Mm-hmm.
That was a cool direct quote.
That was a direct quote.
Okay, on that note, let us pause for a Discworld
Oh,
delight.
good call. Good call, Mary. I was going off the rails. Guesses from last week, my dainty duck. Small gods. Small gods. Also, OMG, I need to read Unseen Academicals now. I've been watching so much of the World Cup. Yes,
Yay!
it's a great time to reread.
Mm-hmm.
This is a weird one, even for the wizards. And then there's I feel dumb. I feel dumb that I'm not understanding this. I feel like you gave me a hint and I'm not getting it, but there's 3 capital X's in parentheses. Oh, nice. Oh, Tilly Mint did guess the last continent.
Yep.
Good job, Tilly Mint.
Yes, and the 3 X's is a correct hint for you there.
Thank you. 4 X's.
4 X's.
Is it still a
Sorry.
correct hint?
No, now it's wrong.
I feel so. I see. I got a lot to reread.
Yeah.
It should come as no surprise to you, my dear listeners, that many of you are smarter than me.
Oh, and for those listening and not watching, I held up the book, The Last Continent.
Oh, good call. Good call, Mary.
All right, last week I gave you a real short one. This one's a little longer because it's funny. What are we looking for actually, sir? Not sure. Now, this is good. It was a war axe, and so heavy that Vimes's arm sagged. Intricate etched lines covered the blade. It must have represented weeks of work. Not your actual Saturday night special, eh? Oh, no, said Carrot. That's a burial weapon. I should think it is. I mean, it's made to be buried with a dwarf. Every dwarf is buried with a weapon, you know, to take them to wherever he's going. But it's fine workmanship, and it's got an edge like. Ah! Vimes sucked his finger like a razor. Carrot looked shocked. Of course, it'd be no good him facing them with an inferior weapon. What them are you talking about? Anything bad he encounters on his journey after death, said Carrot, a shade awkwardly. Ah, Vimes hesitated. This was an area in which he did not feel comfortable. It's an ancient tradition, said Carrot. I thought dwarves didn't believe in devils, demons, and such like that. That's true, but we're not sure if they know. Now, what is that delightful conversation between Carrot and Vimes from? What did you think of their captors who find them in the wood?
I was trying to be understanding, but I was just so irritated that they killed Peter's brother.
Mm-hmm.
It was like, and especially when Peter told them, like, he's been rescuing you
Yeah.
for years and you just killed him.
Yeah.
I was so irritated.
I would have liked to have seen more remorse at that point from them.
Yeah.
And they were like, "Oh, well, okay, you're good, but we still can't let you leave because you know about this place." So,
Right. There was no, like, yeah,
and
any of that.
I I was a little frustrated with them because I was like, "What is your plan? Why would you bring these people to your camp anyway? Like,
Right.
I know you plan to kill the destroyers, but there's other people with them. And why, if you're using a drug to capture them, would you shoot someone in the head anyway? Especially, it's not even one of the destroyers, and it
Right.
wasn't out of self defense. You snuck up on all of them. Why
Right.
kill one of them for no reason?"
Yeah, I was just really frustrated the whole time.
Either you're drugging everyone and taking them as captors, or you're killing everyone. You don't do a little bit of both just for fun.
Right. And then following it up with the blood sport, I was like,
Yes.
okay, so you're just as bad as the king. You're
Yeah.
just the same. It's
That's
like
what. Hmm.
the
I wrote
Hunger
that down
Games
too.
creating the Hunger Games.
Yeah. Yeah. That was my question because, okay, so you drugged these people, brought them back to your super secret place that you don't want anyone to know about. So you've created a huge security risk because if they get out, you're all dead.
Mm-hmm.
So you created a huge security risk simply to
For no
feed them
reason.
poison and watch them kill each other. Like,
Mm-hmm.
that's it? That's you risked everyone's life so you could drug them and have them kill each other?
Yeah, and by the way, your magic is alchemy, and this whole time you haven't been working on a cure. You've just been working on how to knock people out and make them feel only rage.
Yeah. And yeah, we've given you only hate and rage, and now we're going to watch you tear each other apart because proving that you are as horrible as we think you are, but you just did that to them with your magic. So,
Right. It's that whole part. I was just sort of like, I don't care about these people. They could wipe out
yeah.
this whole camp. Like, I don't care.
Mm-mm. Until the aunt shows up and then you're like, "Never mind. Never mind."
Fine. Yeah, that was, and I do really love that both the aunt and Ione knew immediately that it wasn't Elspeth.
Mhm.
That sad but very sweet.
Yeah. Yeah, and such a sign of that familial love that just knows.
I also really love just how much the nightmare hates Raven. I wish I had stayed asleep 100 more years to miss the great disappointment that is you.
He enjoys hating him.
Yeah, that's what I love.
Like I feel like at this point he'd kind of miss not having him because it's like the his foil.
It's like his son-in-law.
Yeah, exactly.
I do really enjoy that. And then also
Mhm.
just like Elspeth says you're ugly. She
Yeah,
did not say that.
she did not say that. Yeah, like you can tell the difference between how he hates the Rowan family line
Mm-hmm.
and then what he feels about Raven
And
is
then his
is
special
different.
hatred for Raven.
Yeah. Speaking of the Rowans and
Mm.
the nightmare, I that is another setup that I think she did really well with Elm, where
Mm.
the
Mm-hmm.
nightmare who hates all Rowans is like, there's like this, there's a different path for this one, and he
Mm-hmm.
calls him Elm after his first name instead of Rowan all the time.
Yeah.
This one son is assigned a different tree.
Yeah. And he's also like, I think internally he has a sweeter side, but externally he's like, this one's already broken. I don't need to hurt him anymore.
Hmm. In his rhyme, it's like he sets up that like there's a fate waiting for Elm that's
Mm,
different. You know, like
yeah.
he says that rhyme about how the elm towers over both the rowan and the yew.
Yeah.
And you're like, okay, it could just be talking because Elm is very tall, but you're like,
There's
there's.
something there.
But yes, back to the camp. I was very frustrated with them.
Yeah.
And you're like,
I
oh, cool, two sisters, and then you're like, I don't like either one of you.
I don't like you.
And I did like how Elspeth has the nightmare break her nose because she broke Raven's. And he's like, you didn't
Mhm.
need to do that. I Elspeth asked me to.
Yeah. Yeah, cuz it all just seemed so unnecessary.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know that it was yeah. Like I don't mean the writer put in something that was unnecessary, but it's these characters were making choices that were unnecessary. And I know it's like they're showing a harder, rougher side to, they're your enemies and, maybe they're really nice to the children they rescue, but
Mhm.
you just risked all those children for blood sport. So it negates that.
Yeah, and are we bringing the kids out to watch this? Like what and the fact that you made that potion speaks to a mind that works in ways that are not towards the good of all.
Yeah. And okay, so your mom was forced to go into the mist. That's
Sucks.
terrible. Plenty of people have tragic stories and they don't do horrible things. So
Mhm.
you're going to have to do more than that to
You
make
got to break
me.
the cycle.
Yeah.
You got to do the work. Got
Yeah.
to go to therapy.
Hmm.
Really examine your whys.
Yes. And
And
become
the
wise.
clearly Otho and Clotho or whoever did not do that.
No, no, no. They have not integrated with their shadow.
They haven't, and it's obvious. Elspeth has.
Yep.
Bless her. Speaking of Elsbeth, it's been interesting because she has not been a main focus of this book so far.
Mm-hmm.
We get a few short chapters of her like drifting about in the mind of the nightmare, and now we're getting a little more of her now that she's brought up to consciousness. But for the first half of this book, she's really not the main character.
Mm-mm. No, because yeah, even when we do see her, she's an avenue of finding out more about the king.
Yeah, which is a great. I've been really enjoying that.
Mm-hmm.
Just I love a history lesson.
Mm-hmm. And how she's seeing, at first she thinks all of his children are talking to her and she realizes they're not. She's just
Yes,
seeing these moments with the king and it's just
right.
heartbreaking.
Yeah, that is really tough.
You see from her point of view of watching the children and you know that okay, so he was starting to like grow distant, something, something was already going on, and then when she goes into the ocean and really it loses herself in these memories and it becomes first person and you then see the same line given from the eldest son but from the king's point of view and with all the surrounding
Mm,
events, and it's like, oh, it's even sadder than I thought it was.
yeah, yeah,
So, to answer the question of who are you when the control is gone, what are
right.
we talking about there?
I'm talking about Raven
Mm-hmm.
because he's been so carefully curated, so controlled his whole life. And in this book, it started in book one, but in this book, you were really starting to see that unravel.
Mm-hmm.
Um, where just like his obvious care for Elspeth, his obvious care for his brother, he's just like he had a careful plan in book one that he was executing, and now he's like, I don't care what it takes. I don't care what I have to do. I don't care what I have to lose. I'm going to save these people.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the nightmare says to him at one point, like, the veneer is thinning, and who are you underneath?
Mm-hmm.
Knight, highwayman, or thief, or something like that. I don't
Or so. Oh, it's the rhyme. It's
know. Mm-hmm.
like Captain Highwayman or a beast unknown or something like that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you for remembering that because that's way better than what I said. And it's very interesting too because it does seem like is he revealing what's underneath or is he discovering who he actually is?
Mm-hmm. Probably both.
Probably both. because that's how good books work. Good books work. Good books work.
Woodwork.
Woodwork. And then you do kind of see like the finality of that when he's given the rage potion. He's just letting
Mhm.
everybody have it,
Mhm.
even his sister, which I thought was rude.
I know. And I mean, I guess they didn't come to blows. They just yelled at each other. So it's like even with this magic overpowering them, they're not actually hurting each other. And they weren't even. I mean, they weren't as vicious as they could be.
No, it wasn't that
It
bad.
wasn't that bad.
This is a Saturday night for you and me.
But uh yeah, I would have I wanted them to prove these two sisters wrong in that moment of like,
Yeah.
even with all the rage and hate that is like pouring through them and everything else has been taken away through magic. We've already set up that there are things deeper than magic. So I wanted to see them show in some way this like the nobility and love that they have
Yeah.
outshine and overpower in some way.
Especially Raven, who's been exercising control his whole life, to just lose it in one puff of smoke was like, I agree with the nightmare. It was quite disappointing.
Yeah. And yes, lose all control, like you're not masking your anger anymore. I like it but yeah, yeah. Just would have liked to have seen more between the two of them in that moment. That being
Yep.
said, I did like what the nightmare says afterwards after he kills Gorse under the influence of this poison, magical poison.
Mm-hmm.
And he says that it's not just Gorse that died. The captain of the destroyers is dead as well. Like there's no going back. Death. What does he say? Death brings the truth, or like I can't remember what he says, but it was
Mm.
like now that this has happened, it's like you can't go back to being the cold, controlled person anymore. Like
Mm-hmm.
that person is also gone. Which, as I'm saying that, I'm like, yes, but some people kill and become more cold and controlled, but that's
I
not
think the
Raven.
takeaway here is that if you really want to find out who you are, you should kill someone.
Yeah, under the influence of a drug that makes you feel things you don't.
Right. I think that's really the
That's
only journey of self discovery that gets you like to the point.
Yeah, I mean, it really unmasks something.
Deeply, truly. Meditation also works, but I guess it's like really up to you what journey you want to take.
Uh,
What happens next? Find out next time on Mythic Mirror.
on that note, do you have a spark of the week?
My spark of the week is my flowers. I just, every night as the sun goes down and it finally cools off for the evening and I water my flowers, I just feel a sense of deep peace.
Hmm.
What about you, Mare?
Mine is actually very similar. I walked into the greenhouse that we've put so much work into building, and it's taken longer than expected. And, it's just so much work. And then you have this moment of things are actually growing, and it was rainy outside. And I went in there, and you could just hear the
Mm,
rain pattering down, and all the plants are happy. And yeah, it was a moment of peace and me reminding myself to take that moment. So
mm,
there's a lot to care about and work on, but to remember why we're doing it, and that it does bring peace. And my hibiscus, which for the past few years has lived outside and then wintered inside, and because we have a short season and it wouldn't get warm enough to really grow until late June, so then it didn't ever bloom until late August, right before it got too cold and went dormant again. Just bloomed yesterday. So,
wow.
yeah, the greenhouse does do something.
Mm-hmm.
Please let us know what books you'd like us to cover in the comments, or you can sign up for my newsletter and email me through that email address. I would love to hear from you. The link is below for a sign up, and you get a free short story with a a visitor's guide to my fantasy world.
It's awesome.
Thank you. Yeah, give us a like on YouTube and a subscribe. A review on a podcast app would be lovely. Helps other people find us and grow our little found family here. And as always, we are so grateful to be spiraling through the universe with all of you. It's not always easy, but no good story ever is.